What do you want, cat? What do you want, Sheena? Oh, hello everybody. Happy New Year. Yeah, I'm here in this little studio here. Let me just show you, it's a very small affair. Oh, out you go. This is a little studio that I've set up here inside this house, inside the main part of the house, and it's got a good window area, so we've got good light. I've got one wheel down there, and then just some shelf space and a wedging table. In fact, what I was about to do was, I'm actually working in porcelain clay at the moment, and the thing about when you're working in porcelain is you really want to keep everything clean, don't you? So my porcelain wheel, where I knead up my clay, my apron, all my pottery tools, I need to keep them all clean, don't I? So when I transition from, say, making stoneware to making porcelain, I have to wash everything very carefully. And that's important so you don't get iron-bearing clay, stoneware clay mixed in with the porcelain. So, anyway, I've got some porcelain here in this bag. So we're going to I thought we'd test it out to see what it's like. That's odd. I can see little flecks of something in this clay. I don't know what it is. This is a brand new bag I was given, actually. Yeah. Huh. It's got little flecks of dirt in it or something. Not quite sure what that's about. Anyway. It shouldn't have that, but this has got, clearly it's got contaminated or something. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got these little, oh well, maybe they'll burn out in the firing. So the thing about porcelain clay is it doesn't have any grog in it. It's very smooth and creamy. But it's best to throw with it a little bit on the stiff side, okay? So in fact, sometimes when it comes out of the bag, it appears a bit hard. But you'll find as you work it, as you knead it and wedge it, it sort of softens up. from a wedging perspective, it's very similar to ordinary clay. What else is different about porcelain? It's not naturally occurring. You can't dig it out of the ground. It's a man-made product. Although the ingredients that go into porcelain all come out of the ground, but they're mixed together in a certain way. Feldspar and China clay and etc. So maybe you're thinking, well, porcelain is a little bit... If you're an outright beginner, it's probably better not to be starting with porcelain. You're better off using ordinary red clay or just ordinary stoneware clay. But once you've mastered and you can confidently throw a cylinder, for example, then there's no reason on earth why you shouldn't try throwing in porcelain. I don't think. Right. Let's take a couple of, let's say, pounds. Yeah. Let's take a Yep, that'll do. 1.5 pounds. See what this throws like. The other bowls I've just recently thrown are a different kind of porcelain, so it'll be interesting to see what the difference is between the two, and they can vary like any clay. So right, let's take these over here. Just get ourselves arranged. Okie dokie. Right, let's swing this camera around. Yeah, as you can see, I'm on a Leach treadle wheel. Let's bring it a bit closer. Let's bring it a bit closer. Yeah. Something like that. Good. Right, we in the picture? I'm going to put a couple of pieces of paper down here so that the pieces of porcelain, these pots, I will put them down on these pieces of paper. Better for the bottom of the pot. So, you know, the clay feels very smooth. Feels a little bit harder than usual. So I'm coning it up, and now I'm going to center it down. Going down. Dee dee dee. Bringing the clay up, you see it just behaves in exactly the same way. One thing to note is perhaps it can be a little bit more thirsty, porcelain clay. I want to make sure that the bottom, the inside of the pot is a nice curve. Especially with bowls, you really want to concentrate on getting a nice curve on the inside, because afterwards you can always trim the outside of the pot, can't you? But the inside is not so easy to trim. In fact, we want to avoid trimming the inside altogether. So you want to get that right, and now is the time to concentrate on making sure that the inside of your pot is in that nice shape that you want it to be. So when I used to work for my dad as David Leach, I used to make a lot of his porcelain bowls. He would come along and inspect them, and then if he thought they were okay, he would then take them and he would flute them. And put his seal on them. They didn't get my seal. Alright, so looking for the shape here. Slightly flaring out here on the edges. These kind of bowls are very graceful, and really the design of these bowls, of course, comes from the Orient, doesn't it? All right. Let's leather him just once more there. All right. Wire him off. Wipe hands. Okay, so we're going to put this bowl down there. Now, porcelain is quite, you know, floppy at this stage. I've cut him off, but because the base is a little thicker down there, I'm going to go down like this, right to the very base, okay, with minimum distortion, and just lift him, you see? And there he is. Okay, we'll put it on the paper there. Let's do one more. Now have a go, get some porcelain, have a go. Clean your wheel out thoroughly. And venture into new territory. Let's move this bowl because it may be blocking your view there, I don't know. Oop. Move him along. Maybe he is too, I don't know. That's it. La la la. I've been doing over the last few days, I've been doing a little bit of oil painting actually, and something that I haven't really done before. I've done watercolours, but not really oil painting. So I've just been painting, you know, from a photograph. I've really enjoyed it, and let's make this bowl a different shape. Make him more like that one there. Yeah, the oil painting a little bit different than the watercolour, the technique. So had to make a few mistakes. Not too bad though. I was actually pleased with the result. Okay, so here we are. I'm bellying this bowl out, you see. This particular kind of bowl is a very, very full shape, you know. But again, you want to get the inside shape right. That's really important. I don't like looking into bowls where the bottom of the bowl is all kind of furrowed and the shape is not as I feel it should be, but you know. develop your own sense of the feel of what is right and what is wrong for you personally. You know, we're all different, I think. Well, I know we are. Yeah, for sure. So there it is. I'm using my throwing stick because I just want to, because probably this bowl will be fluted afterwards, you see, and I don't want the outside to be all ribby. So I want to smooth it. So I'm just using my throwing stick just to lightly smooth it, take off the slurry, which will make it nicer for me later when I come to flute it. Of course, I could simply trim it with my trim tool. I could trim and make it flat as well. But as we're here, and now I might as well just do it with my throwing stick. Alright, so I don't have my mirror here, so I'm going to get off my wheel, which is something you should do really. If you don't throw with a mirror, you really need to get off your wheel and just take a sideways look at what you're making, because when you're looking at it from here, you're not seeing the profile of the pot, and you really need to look and see what the profile. Did I leather it? I can't remember, but we'll do it again anyway. Alright, so now there's no stoneware clay anywhere in this wheel or near it. Everything, all my towels, my apron, everything is just dedicated to porcelain. And that's something, you know, even your apron, you see, if you've been throwing with an apron and it's got stoneware clay on it, while you're here on the wheel, bits are falling down into here. You don't want that. So, let's get my cut-off wire, give it the wheel a gentle rotation and just cut through like that. Voila. Now I'm just going to put that pot right there. So we're going to stop the wheel. Again, we're going to go like that, right to the very base. Okay? Just give it a little lift and there he is. Okay? What could be simpler? When you put your pot down, this is a good point to remember, when you lift your pot off the wheel, when you put it down, don't drop it. The amount of people I see take 25 minutes to make a pot, and then when they get it, they lift it up, and when they go to put it down on the board, they drop it from about an inch and just boom, and the whole thing sort of goes like this, you know. Put it down like a newborn baby, absolutely gentle. Alright, and if you do happen to deform it, let's deform it a little bit on purpose, say. Okay, can you see that? I've deformed that. Alright, you just give it a little tweak underneath like that. Just give it a little wobble, you see? And it'll just naturally go back to being round. Good tip that. So, we're going to clean off the wheel head because that's all I'm doing right now. I don't want my wheel head to be a mess tomorrow when I come here, do I? So, that's that. I'm going to get my sponge as well. Just clean up around the edges here. I'm not a fanatic for cleaning, don't get me wrong, but you know, just a little basic clean up like that is not a bad idea, is it? Just before you finish, so that the next time you come, sometimes it's not always easy, is it, to get out into the studio. Sometimes it's a fight to get into the studio. Because sometimes, you know, everything else is clamouring for attention, isn't it? And it's difficult to get out there. And it's doubly difficult to get out into the studio if you know your studio's in a mess. And it's even worse if you know it's freezing cold. So, this little place here, which is very small, but I can heat it quite quickly with my little blower, which is on down there right now, which I'll turn off. I'll turn him off. So there it is. There are some porcelain bowls, and I'm going to trim these and probably flute them. Oh, man, we'll see. Okay, well, I'm wishing you all a very happy new year, and hope it's a fantastic year of lots of good pots. Or paintings, or music, or whatever you do. The thing is, though, whatever you do, you're going to need to practice it, aren't you? Yeah. So, let's all keep practicing. We'll see you soon. Bye bye now.